Right, a Luke super session yesterday up at the range. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered. Now, before I go on to the swing, the downswing, we discussed a couple of things. First of all, the grip. The grip needed, particularly in the right hand, to be stronger. So the right hand grip's getting very weak, and that's not helping you in controlling how open the club face comes into the golf ball. So strengthen up that right hand just a little bit. The other thing we looked at setup was the positioning of your club face. We do want the club pointing to the right, but we don't want it pointing excessively to the right. So that needs a little bit of work on just squaring that club face up at setup. Just a fraction, so a little bit to the right, but not massively to the right. And we discussed the effect that had on launch, spin, distance, etc. We then looked at the overall movement of the backswing, and the thing we noticed was that you were left tilting excessively, or if you will, you were going down and to the left as you took the club back. So the rate at which you're extending and left tilting needs a little bit of work on. Or one of the things I would suggest is just do a little bit less left tilting. You're just overdoing that. You've worked really hard on that over the last season or so, and you've become too good, if you will, at left tilting. So one of the things we did was we put the shaft to the target side of your head here, and just trying to get you to stabilise. Remember, what we want is a stable upper axis, not an upper axis that is moving forward or back. So that was the first thing we did. We put that there to prevent you over extending or over left tilting, moving down and to the left during your backswing. The other thing we did was we put the shaft to the right hand side, just outside your shoulder, and that was just to help us control the rate at which accumulator 4 was loading during the backswing. And you see here that from the start of your session up on the top right to the end of your session on the bottom right, there's been a definite decrease in the distance that the left arm would travel. And one of the things we said was that, you know, if we can get that arm to travel all the way back and we can release it at the correct rate, then that's going to help us tremendously in generating power. But unfortunately, what's happening with yourself is you're unable to release that accumulator 4 fast enough for the distance it travels. And you can see that accumulator 4 sort of stops unloading here. Accumulator 1 and 2 start to get thrown out, and as we come into impact, the radius of the swing is very, very wide. With a shorter loading of accumulator 4, you're now unloading at the same rate, but because it hasn't got as far to travel, it's a little bit tighter as it comes into impact, as can be seen there with the angles on the screen. Now ideally we would want this left arm in line with the right thigh at that point. In order to do that, I feel that we need to curtail the distance that it loads. I mean, I'd like to see you there ultimately. If we could get you in this sort of position at the top of the backswing, and then unload at the same rate that we were doing previously, the left arm position will be more advanced coming into P6. So if you look at the difference between the red lines and the green lines, so it's quite, you know, is this a case of, you know, we can't release accumulator 4, or is it a case that we're just not able to release it fast enough from the position that we get in at the top of the backswing? The other thing we discussed was, because of the other issues you've had in the swing in the past, there's not a great deal of linear movement as you start down. We just get that one up there now without the lines. Concentrate more on the shorter backswing. I mean, that, to be fair, is as short a backswing as you've ever made. As you start down now, there's not a great deal of linear movement. The left knee doesn't really move out in front of the left ankle enough. Certainly doesn't continue to move out for long enough. Remember, it's the movement down and forward, so left knee forward, keeping the shoulders turned, which can help load accumulator 2 more during the downswing and control the rate at which accumulator 1 is unloading as well. So we worked a little bit more on what we would want to see at P5, and the drill we used was to go back to the top of the backswing and really emphasise left knee forward moving that left knee out in front of the left ankle. You can see as you do that, the arms start to come down. And I'm asking you to go down now to about P6. And at this stage, and you can hear the commentary, I'm telling you, release the arms, release the arms, release the arms. You can see there that you just get everything into position and then fire accumulator 4. So even when you're doing that drill, accumulator 4 is still unloading a little bit too slow. So it's almost like everything goes, and then you've got to think consciously about the arms being too far behind. So now you're going to start to kick the arms in, really emphasising that position. I mean, obviously that's overdone, but we're going the other way. We're trying to get ourselves out of that comfort zone and really stretch ourselves. You look how much tighter the radius of the swing is at that point. More angles have been maintained. So we've worked on maintaining accumulator 2 for longer in the past. We've gone through it chapter and verse about what to do and the positions, etc. What I want you to concentrate more on now is just the feeling of that left knee moving forward from the top. Left knee forward, left shoulder staying down for longer. Trying to get those arms nice and tight at P6. From a shorter arm swing, you know what to do for that. Things will become a lot easier for you to achieve. Good luck with it. Great session. Look forward to working with you again in a week or so's time.